This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of June 3rd, 2022, brought to you by That's Good HR. I'm Alex Brown. Walmart has unveiled new details on a planned 2.2 million square foot next-generation fulfillment center in McCordsville. The retail giant says the project will bring more than 1,000 jobs to Hancock County and also feature state-of-the-art automation technology. The facility, set to open next spring, is one of 4 new fulfillment centers planned by Walmart with the goal of providing next-day or 2-day shipping to most of the country. Fishers-based First Internet Bank is raising its minimum hourly wage for full-time employees to $20. The bank says the decision is in response to rising inflation trends and also reflects its commitment to attracting and retaining talented employees. Lou Malnati's Pizzeria will open its 4th Central Indiana location tomorrow in Greenwood. The Chicago-based company says it is still hiring for the new location with the goal of having 50 employees. Lou Malnati's currently has 1 location in Carmel and 2 in Indianapolis, with a 5th planned to open in Avon this fall. Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand is brought to you by That's Good HR. With one call to That's Good HR, your hiring challenge is solved. It's that simple. That's Good HR is the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Have an HR, accounting, administrative, or customer service position to fill? Trust That's Good HR to make a match that's good for everyone, whether temp to hire, or a direct hire placement. For 22 years, That's Good HR has been handpicking employees and employers through a highly personal and authentic approach that delivers long-term results. Visit that'sgoodhr.com. Remember, the match matters.
IBJ Media delivers business news covering Central Indiana and the entire state. The Indianapolis Business Journal and Inside Indiana Business are now part of the same family. Look to the IBJ for in-depth coverage of Central Indiana's business community, and tap into Inside Indiana Business for stories that extend throughout Indiana. 2 resources, unlimited business insights that help you stay informed and get ahead. Learn more at ibj.com and insideindianabusiness.com.
After more than 30 years of dreaming, planning, and pursuing additional commuter rail service in Lake County, work is now advancing on the $945 million Westlake Corridor train line project. Northern Indiana Commuter Transportation District President Mike Noland says workers are actively relocating underground pipelines, overhead power lines, and demolishing aging industrial buildings in the path of the future track, with work currently focused on the northern part of the project in Hammond.
The most complex portion of the Westlake project will be the North Hammond area, where we will be up in the air for a good mile or so over a number of different areas. I mean, that was the challenge of this project all along, was getting from the north end where the Monon stopped and used to connect up to the IHB, and getting from that point in downtown Hammond to the South Shore Line about 1.25 miles to the north. And so that's where people are really going to see a whole lot of activity in 2022.
The 8-mile-long extension of the South Shore Line will eventually bring commuter trains through high-growth areas in Hammond, Munster, and Dyer. Fire King International in New Albany says it has begun transferring temporary employees to permanent status amid an ongoing strike from members of the Teamsters Local 89. Nearly 90 union workers went on strike last month over what they claim are low wages and inadequate health care coverage. Fire King says with the transition of temp employees to permanent status, it has implemented the first-year wage increases and health care cost sharing reductions from its last, best, and final proposal, which was rejected by the union. The company says it hopes to fill all remaining positions in the coming weeks. Approximately 30,000 people are expected to attend the 9th Indy PopCon, which began today and runs through Sunday at the Indiana Convention Center in downtown Indianapolis. But co-founder Carl Donninger is looking to the future, and for him, that means more events in more cities. He says expansion is what will make PopCon truly thrive, but branding is a key element.
When somebody first hears of PopCon, they don't necessarily know what that means. So it's a constant education. We want to be an international brand, and it's constantly putting on our hat to make sure that people understand what PopCon is and how we differentiate ourselves within our own industry.
Donninger says creating PopCon's own infrastructure is also a key element to expansion, and last year's event created a solid footing from which they can grow. Visit Indy Vice President Chris Gall says PopCon generates nearly $3 million in economic impact for the city. This report is brought to you by That's Good HR, the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Visit that'sgoodhr.com for more information. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.